And now, around the world and around the corner, it's the David Bowers Awards, bringing the best in indie music to millions of listeners worldwide with your host, the David Bowers. We've got a fantastic lineup of guests, as well as our engineer extraordinaire, Nick the Geek, our entire crew here at the Asylum, and me. I'm John Bon Jovial. And now, here's the voice of indie music, the David Bowers.
Thank you very much, the legendary John Bon Jovial, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us for another round of music, mirth, merriment, madness, and all kinds of things, because we've got some great music, some great new talent for you today, and we're going to get right into it here on the David Bowers Awards, the only show that is always an award show, and that makes every single one of our guests automatic award winners, including these two lovely ladies who were with us back in, I think it was mid-November. They have a new release out. We're going to preview it for you right now. They call themselves Smith Sisters Bluegrass. This is If You Love Me. Smith Sisters Bluegrass, If You Love Me. And as I said, they were guests on our show back in mid-November of 2018. They just started their career really in 2017 when their father suggested they should sing bluegrass. If You Love Me is from their latest album called simply With Love. You can find them online at Smith Sister Bluegrass. That's smithsistersbluegrass.com. And of course, all the other usual social media places that you frequent, whichever one you're at, check them out. Smith Sisters Bluegrass. And we're always glad to have them on the show. We should have them back here in the not too far distant future. Maybe we can have them come and do some tracks from their current album. Want to thank our house band, Tingo, provide our theme music and provide some great old rock and roll. You can check them out online at TDBingo.com. And remember, it's always time to play TD Bingo. Remember, this is the show where you and our guests pick the awards. So if you have someone that has done something really great in music or really stupid, drop us a line, David at TheDavidBowers.com. and tell us who and why you think they deserve an award, and perhaps we'll award them right here on the David Bowers Awards. We want to shout out to some of our friends and also give our first The David Bowers Award of the week. And this we were going to do last week, but we weren't able to be here last week, which kind of precluded us doing any awards or anything else for that matter. We want to congratulate and thank DJ Jordan and his crew from Mesa, Arizona, and a little place called J-Man Radio. And I want to thank them for presenting me with the Dedicated Supporter Award at their recent 2019 J-Man Radio Awards. Really an honor and a privilege and a total surprise. I was there attending the awards ceremony, not knowing that I was going to get an award also, and I was really taken aback, and thank you guys very much for it. Really appreciate it. It's definitely an honor. Also want to salute Mary Perry, accredited disability representative in Rochester, New York, who underwrites the David Bowers Awards on WRFZ, FM 106.3, Rochester Free Radio. And we thank her and Rochester Free Radio, of course, for carrying the David Bowers Awards every Saturday at noon Eastern Time. That's Rochester Free Radio. Also, more, we want to salute Cameron Watts Tilbury. Cameron is a longtime supporter of indie music, and he is currently the co-host of Nashville Access Radio, and he's also a musician himself. Hats off and a salute to Cameron Wallace Tilbury. And both of these fine gentlemen you can also find all over the place online. DJ Jordan or J-Man Radio, and also Cameron Wallace Tilbury. Check them out. Say hello to them. Got a lot of people, a lot of music, so we want to get right at it. Let's first check with our co-host. Wake up there.
No,
the
no.
legendary John Bon Jovial.
What? Yes. John Bon Jovial. Oh, that's me.
How you doing? Yeah, now that you're awake, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I have to compliment the Smith Sisters Bluegrass. I like their new song. I think it's pretty darn good. And I would also like to think that maybe a certain Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs might be pleased with the fact that you got a couple of young bucks like that are carrying on the tradition. They should be commended.
I would kind of call them young ladies. They don't really qualify as young bucks.
Buckarettes.
Okay. Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, they do. Bluegrass is making a real strong comeback, and it really got started over in Europe, where they are really into their bluegrass, and now it's filtered back here to the United States, which is where it all started. And the girls really, it was really an opportune time for them to go into it. So maybe their dad was very prescient in coming up with the idea of the girls singing bluegrass. They definitely do it well, and just a couple of great gals to talk to, and we do look forward to having them back on the show in the not-too-far-distant future. John Bon Jovial, what else is going on in Bon Jovial land?
Oh, well, summertime is starting to rear its ugly head here in southwest Florida. The helicopter-sized mosquitoes are leaving the hangar and letting their presence be known once again. It's an annual tradition to be inundated by these nasty little bugs that happen to like to fly around, and look, there's a human being. They have blood in them. Let's attack them vigorously, and that's kind of what they do here in southwest Florida. But as long as you stay indoors in the air conditioning and you transfer yourself to your air-conditioned car and go to the air-conditioned store, you're going to be okay. But as far as what's going on here, been a lot of musical events that have been happening here in southwest Florida. A lot of indie musicians are really starting to take note of the Fort Myers scene, which is about 25 miles to the north of where I am right now. And they're actually starting, some of the radio stations are have these high def channels on them. It's kind of like the old SCA Authority. They're using their sideband to promote high def radio, and some of the indie musicians and acts are actually starting to get some airplay here in ultra-conservative Southwest Florida. So it's very refreshing, kind of really nice to hear that is happening more and more. There are some incredibly talented musicians. They don't get their due, and it is nice to see that maybe finally that's starting to loosen up a little bit.
That's you're absolutely right. It's interesting. I hadn't heard that phrase sideband in a long time, but yeah, it does bring back some memories of days gone by, and of course, summertime, and the living is easy if you can dodge the skeeters.
Dodge the skeeters, you'll be okay.
Really? What was that?
And there in your neck of the woods, you got the tarantulas and the scorpions that you got to deal with. So every place has their.
It's too hot for
thing.
them sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it gets too hot for them at times. We've already had a 112-degree day, and we're settled back now. It's only going to be in the low 100s here for a while, so we'll survive that. You talking about the skeeters down there reminds me of that old Kingston Trio song, The Everglades. Remember? If the skeeters don't get you, the gators will, something like that. Remember that?
Yep.
The good old days. We got a lot of feedback, a lot of positive feedback on our recent Bob Shane show. For those of you who aren't familiar, Bob Shane was one of the co-founding members of the Kingston Trio way back in the late 50s, and he has a new album out. It's called Simple Gifts, and we previewed the album here, 2-3 weeks ago. So if you like... it's really, it's a cross between country, Americana, and folk. And if you like that kind of music, or even if you don't, give it a listen, because I think you'll like this album. It is really, really listenable. Speaking of listenable music, we have some very listenable music today, and a couple of guests that you're going to enjoy getting to know. One goes by the name Elle, and that is it's an unusual name. We'll have to talk to him and see how he came up with that. Jayelle, not to be confused with some other people that are online with the same name. We'll get that straightened out for you in a little bit. And we're also going to be talking to...
I wonder if he's related at all to Jor-El.
No, I think Jor-El was just Jorel, and JL is Jayelle. So, like the magazine. I don't know. We'll have to talk with him and get that straightened out in the immediate future. Also, we'll be talking with Jason Robert and listening to some of his new music. But right now, here is JL, and from his latest EP, this is Ease Up.
shows. That's just the way love goes. We all have